Hello and happy Pokemon Day. If you're watching this video on the day it comes out, February 27th, Pokemon Day 2026, the Pokemon Presents just wrapped up. It was, in my opinion, pretty revealing. A lot of teases that were expected came to be. A lot of potential rumors were confirmed and some that were not, at least not yet. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you a summary version. Obviously, if you're interested, go to the official Pokemon YouTube channel, watch the whole thing. Plenty of other YouTubers are also commenting or commented live. But what I have here is sort of a condensed summary. I'm going to keep this short and sweet on 8 interesting things that I noticed in the video, especially as relate to how I interact with the Pokemon brand. So first of which, 2026 World Championships, if you didn't know, are scheduled for San Francisco of this year, August 28th through the 30th. It's going to be a big event, and they really echoed that in the Presents video by really calling out the Chase Center there in San Francisco, which is going to be home to the final matches for champions, for TCG, for VGC. Chase Center is huge, can hold 18,000 spectators or so, depending on how it's configured, but this should definitely be the largest Pokemon arena event ever held. Actually, then very early in the Presents, they did go ahead and tease the 30-year anniversary TCG content. They did not reveal a set name or anything that I was able to pick up on, but it did showcase, I've got the footage up here, showcased many different types of cards, different mechanics, different gimmicks, if you will, that have been seen over the years. We saw legend cards connecting from Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, V-Star, Tag Team GX cards with the Zekrom Pikachu, amazing rares. A lot of those were either, if you're aware, not present in the 25th anniversary celebrations or didn't yet exist at the time of the 25th anniversary celebration set. The Amazing Rare, for instance, was not featured in any capacity in Celebration. So maybe looking to incorporate something like they did for the 25th anniversary with kind of a classic collection, perhaps different printings of popular cards. That Raikou Amazing Rare, for instance, could be a pullable card in the hypothetical classic collection for the 30th anniversary. Maybe mock-ups like we saw for the 25th anniversary with something like a Delta Species Mimikyu card was included in the Celebrations lunchbox. I don't know if we'll see something like that applied, where if you're familiar with the Amazing Rares, for instance, there were certain Pokemon that simply weren't featured on Amazing Rares, specifically Pokemon that didn't exist at that time. So maybe something like a Koraidon, Miraidon Amazing Rare. That generation had not been released yet when the Amazing Rares came out in Sword and Shield Vivid Voltage, Sword and Shield Shining Fates. That would be very cool to see some special treatment given like that, or the tag team mechanic that was a Sun and Moon exclusive, to see a, oh gosh, I don't know, something from a Veluza Tatsugiri tag team, or, you know, something, a Treasures of Ruin legendary tag team, a, who knows, Ting-Lu and something else. Just applying older mechanics to newer Mon, or Paradox, you know, applied into the mix. So who knows? But before that 30th anniversary TCG teaser ended, we did also see some new, unique artwork for Mew and Mewtwo featuring, featured side by side. I don't know exactly how I would describe this. I mean, it looked very kind of like a neon glow, CGI type animation, interesting. Curious to see if that turns into a card, if that turns into pack art. You know, I don't know. Maybe nothing at all. Maybe just something to generate hype and kind of fill a placeholder in the presents without spoiling too much. But one thing I definitely did pick up on was the additional types of cards, like I said, even E-Series, the Lugia that was shown, that was not really included in celebrations. Definitely something to keep in mind. I'll keep this moving. Pokemon Go 10th anniversary was also mentioned. There's an event going on right now in Pokemon Go, which is the Road to Kalos. The 2 main days of the Kalos tour are coming up tomorrow, Saturday, the 28th, and Sunday. There was a promo code that was shown in the video. I'll put that up on screen here. Go tour Kalos if you're looking to get some promotional, get an encounter, looks like with a special background too, so that would be pretty cool to capture on that. I will definitely take advantage of that promo code. As far as Pokemon Pocket, there was a Paldean Wonders expansion that was showcased. That's actually premiering right now. Those packs are live, I believe. New pack release. It was announced if you log in, they're giving away essentially 10 free packs to open, bonus packs, by means of a bunch of pack hourglasses to get that 10 pack opening. Also, really cool new art for a digital binder, playmat, and board in Pocket. Very cool. Definitely something to take a look at there too. I know something that was pretty hyped, at least among more of the video game part of the Pokemon community, was a lot of the Gamecube titles being available on the Switch or Switch 2 store. Specifically, a significant portion of video preview from the presents today was focused around Gale of Darkness, which kind of a spin-off game, but does have sort of a cult following, you know, of course, in the community. That Lugia is one of a kind, certainly doesn't exist anywhere else. Confirmed that Gale of Darkness is going to be a part of the GameCube titles that will be available on Switch. So certainly something to take a look at there if you're interested in that. They teased as well, Pokemon Sleep had a trailer with, you know, different Mew specifically, but other different Pokemon in your bedroom as you're doing your sleep research. But Mew missions starting today in Pokemon Sleep. So previously in Sleep, the legendary beasts, Raikou, Suicune, and Entei were, gosh, maybe a year ago, were made available through their own research with their own gimmicks to encounter. Then Darkrai and Cresselia joined. But other than that, there have been no other legendaries or mythicals in Pokemon Sleep. So Mew coming is definitely something fun for the Pokemon Sleep community. People are already actually noticing Mew appearing in the Sleep research snapshots. And for what it's worth, at the end of the Pokemon Sleep portion, the teaser final shot, if you will, featured Latias kind of flying off into the distance. So perhaps a little bit of a teaser there after the Mew missions season, you know, that perhaps we might get Latias coming. We don't know, that wasn't explicitly stated that I saw, but certainly could be coming from the tease. There was as well mention, of course, Legends ZA being the, you know, current release for console. A lot of emphasis on the Mega Dimension, the DLC content for ZA. Specifically, a lot of the megas, you know, Mega Magearna, Mega Klefki, that had been sort of teased or leaked, were shown, kind of showcased. There was a large montage of different megas that are now available, or, you know, a part of that event. Also, the Mega Garchomp Z got a special call out. If you're logging in now, get a Mega Garchompite Z stone, which would kind of trigger that encounter and get you connected with Mega Garchomp Z, which is pretty cool. But what I think most people were waiting for as the closer to the Pokemon Presents was the official release, if you don't want spoilers, of, it's not really a spoiler anymore because it's been announced, of Generation 10, which is officially Winds and Waves, both plural. The logos were shown for the games. The teaser in general, it started with kind of a cool sketchbook type of opening with Pikachu, kind of flipping through different art over the years in Pokemon. Pikachu then kind of came up and crawled onto the sketchbook and led you, the viewer, towards the door of what I would describe as kind of like a cabana type cabin, the type on open water that sits on stilts like a dock. That door opened up and you saw, two Pikachu with different island attire, Hawaiian shirt type dress up costumes. It was very fun, but really then the gameplay footage started after, that little tease of the cabana on the water on the dock, of what is assumed to be the gameplay for Generation 10, which was very wide open spaces, kind of similar to Scarlet Violet Generation 9, with seemed like pretty free roaming encounters, but a lot of focus, of course, on the water, and specifically underwater footage. Different water Pokemon swimming, different, a huge tower shown in the water with different channels of water running from it. Really gave me the feeling of like Zora's Domain in like a Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild or something like that. Very, very cool looking. I don't know exactly the purpose of that tower yet for the game, but definitely lots of focus on the water and underwater movement, underwater Pokemon shown swimming. The final shots were essentially the 3 new starters. We did get 3 new starters. The first that was shown, I'm assuming the pronunciation might be Browt. It's B-R-O-W-T, which is a green, assuming grass, bird-looking type of Pokemon, kind of like a Torchic little chicken. Very stubborn type appearance. I definitely didn't look mean or anything like that, but a little bit of an attitude to Browt with big eyebrows there. The second one that was shown was Pombon, P-O-M-B-O-N, is a red, assuming fire type, Pomeranian-looking dog with some lion-like features, a large kind of Pyroar-looking mane. So don't know exactly what the evolution chain is going to look like there, but fire dog, fire Pomeranian-looking guy. The last starter was Gecqua, G-E-C-Q-U-A, Gecko, Aqua, Water, Gecqua, blue, water, I'm assuming, Gecko. I did notice we had just gotten Sobble 2 generations ago, evolving kind of into Inteleon, Drizzile line. I don't know how different this is going to be with 2 similar water lizard gecko type starters. I'd be curious how they're going to tweak this. It did appear that Gecqua was on all 4s primarily, as opposed to, the Sobble line eventually obviously being much more bipedal, but that has certainly been a trend for starter evolutions. We'll see what happens with that. Final thoughts here. There's obviously a lot of information, and I didn't even cover all of it. The Cafe Remix and stuff, Unite Champions, lots of new material. I'm excited. I'm excited for what 2026 has to offer. 2026, I think, will be jam-packed with a lot of 30th anniversary type stuff and Pokemon Go 10th anniversary. Go Fest returning to Chicago again this year. It's going to be a big year, busy year with the summer global and everything, it's going to be a busy 2026. 2027 is going to be big with the release of Gen 10. And so I would expect to see, at least as far as the TCG is concerned, you know, we will probably continue with the Mega Evolution block throughout 2026 until Winds and Waves base comes out in 2027 at some point, I would assume, with the games being released in 27. But it did not give a release date. So if Winds and Waves doesn't end up coming out for purchase until the holiday season of 2027, we might not get Winds and Waves in the TCG until 28. Who knows? Ultimately, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. It's an exciting time to be a part of the community, and here's to what's to come this year. Thanks for sticking around for the video, and I will see you in the next one.